Hey guys, this is Chodaro of Chodaros Designs, and we have another bracelet designed by MS Loom. And as of right now, it is called the Beaded Chain Bracelet, but I'm thinking there might be a name down in that box once we're all said and done and it's posted. So it is a already linked chain, and that's what makes, I want to mention quickly, this is what makes these bracelets different than Nix Haley 22. That girl is extremely talented because she actually takes individual links like this, and if you've watched Artisan Loom do the tutorials for our bracelets, and incorporates it into the bracelet. So I just want to clarify to everybody that what I'm doing is already linked chain. What Nix Haley 22 designed is completely wonderful, as it's physically placing each one of these links separate. So you're going to take your chain. If you have a chain that's long in lengths like this, you can buy it on a spool or so at the store. I made mine 26 links long. If you do have the opportunity to make the chain yourself, make sure it's an even number, because we're putting one bead per 2 links on this chain. If you don't have the opportunity to make an even number, it's no big deal. So 26 links is what I used, and you will need 2 of them. If your wrist is longer than 26 links, then that's basically what you need to go by, is how big your wrist is. If your wrist is 30, you would make it 30 links. So because we are using 1 bead per 2 links, you will need the half of the amount of chain links in beads. So if I have 26 chains, then I believe it's what, 13 beaded bands. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to take this chain and add the beads to the chain. Okay, and then after we add the beads to both of the chains, then we do one simple stitch, which is actually the first to ever have done this stitch to take 2 designs and loom them together with a hook is Suzanne HB, Crazy Just Might Work, in her triced bracelet. And that bracelet tutorial you can find on my channel as well. So go ahead and grab your 2 chains, and if you'd like, go ahead and bead your bands up, and we will meet back here and get started. All right, so my chain is a darker color. It's like a muted black, but I have 26 links on this. I actually had a big chain, and I took and cut it out. So basically, and you'll have beaded bands. And I just said it bluntly like that for this purpose. Basically what we're going to do is add a bead. I'm just going to show you like this so you can understand, and then we'll loom it in. If I can get it. This isn't how we're going to loom it necessarily, but I just want to show you, just to give you a heads up. So the whole way down the bracelet, or down this chain, we're going to be adding a beaded band through 2 links. Okay, so if you have the opportunity to you know, like if you're going to cut a big chain, make it an even amount. If you already bought it and it is the size of your wrist, it's not a big deal. It can be an odd number, but if you have the opportunity to make it an even number, go ahead and do so, so that way you end up with the even amount of beads per link. Alright, so you'll need 2 of these, and I already have my second one done, so I can just show you actually. So I chose to use the gold, glitter gold, and these are the LE black bands. I believe they're from the Yin Yang pack, and just regular 6mm black glass beads. Okay, so you have the bead is one color, the band that goes through the bead is one color, and then your other color, like mine here, is the gold. Okay, or you can make them the same color. Alright, so with any type of chain, a flat chain like this that has links, gravity is always your friend, and that way you can make sure that your links are straight. And so the only tricky part about looming a chain is to make sure that you are not twisting it, because it can very well twist up, and then you'll notice whenever you put your beads on, it won't be sitting correctly. But alright, so you want to put your hook through and pull one side of that beaded band through that link. Okay, and then you want to grab and just pull another band just through that link, that one band there, that. And so this will start the pattern. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead, make sure that your chain is straight, stick your hook through one link. So you have 2 bands on your hook and it's through the link. You want to grab the other end of the beaded band and only pull that beaded band under that link. Okay, so that's what captures that beaded band in between those 2 links. So after you do that, you want to take another band and pull everything on your hook. So you have 3 loops on your hook. Pull everything on your hook on top of that new band. Okay, so we want to go back into our chain, making sure that it's straight. Go back in, grab another beaded band, just pull the one end of the beaded band through the link, grab another band, and just pull that, in my case this black band, the first band on your hook, through the new band and through these 2 like that. And then you want to go into the next chain link, grabbing this band left over, pulling it under the chain like that, and then grabbing another band and pulling everything on your hook through. Okay, so again, make sure that your chain is straight, stick your hook through, beaded band, one side goes through the chain, and grab another band, pull it through everything on your hook. Make sure that your chain is straight, go through the next link, grab the other side of that beaded band, pull it under that chain link, and then grab another band and pull all 3 loops on top. Okay, so you'll have a little bit of a gap, and these are 6mm beads, so you can see that you can go up maybe 8mm. I don't know if that would even be the next step. Maybe you could use 10mm, I'm not sure, but you can see that you have room to use a different bead size. Alright, making sure your chain is straight, go back in, put one end of the beaded band, another band, grabbing all 3 loops in our hook. Go into the next link, put the other end of the beaded band on, and pull that underneath that chain, and then grab a new band, pulling all 3 loops over like that. Okay, so it's really not that difficult. I'm going to go a tad faster. So every time you pull through the chain, you're pulling a new band through all your loops on your hook. So you go in the chain and pull the other end of that beaded band, and then a new band. Everything goes on top. So hopefully now you can understand why I was trying to show you in the beginning that we were going to put 1 beaded band between 2 links, even though we're doing it differently. Hopefully it helped make you understand better. So if you have 26 links on your chain, then you'll need half of that for beaded bands. Nope. I think the only challenge is making sure again that your chain is straight. I've done this bracelet twice already. Just trying different colors and beads. And the first one I did was crooked. So you want to make sure they're straight. All right, so I actually ran out of beaded bands. Can't believe I wasn't that prepared. So I need 2 more beaded bands. So go ahead and finish up. I'm sorry, here they are. I was going to say, I'll just add these in quickly. And then, excuse me, we'll take a break and you guys can go ahead and loom up your second chain. Alright, so in my case here, I have 2 more chain links left. So again, making sure the last one is straight, which is a little bit challenging with the bead there. Grab your beaded band and pull it under the chain link. And then you have 3 bands left on your hook. And so I'm just going to take another band and pull all 3 loops on top, like that. And then to end, I want to add a C-clip. Okay, so that's what you should have. It actually came out perfect. Yay! Meaning it's not twisted. This one, a couple of the bands or the beads stick up a little bit, but it's all good. All right, so we'll take a break and you guys go ahead and do the exact same thing on your other chain. And we just have one last step to do. Whenever we come back, we'll finish up the bracelet. All right, so we have 2 chains done up the exact same way with our beads on them. So you want to have your C-clip ends on at the top, your beads facing out. And you can use your loom hook if you had a chain that was too small, because we are done going in and out of the chain. We're only going to be working through, in my case here, the glitter gold bands. So the first one to ever come up with a technique or a stitch that adds 2 sections together is Suzanne HB, and in her triced bracelet, which you can find on my channel as well. So we want to definitely give her credit, because she is the first one to come up with that idea and stitch. So we are going to use that same concept. All right, this can get a little tricky, so bear with me here. What we're going to do is, you see my beaded band is in between this teardrop. That's the band that we want to grab on our first chain. So you want to go in through the top and just grab that beaded band like that. Okay? And then you want to take the same color as this beaded band, and you want to make a cap band. Okay, now we want to go into our second chain and do the exact same of grabbing that beaded band down there. So now that leaves you with 1 beaded band, a cap band, which is 2 loops, and the other beaded band from that side. Now you want to take whatever color you want to go through the middle, and you want to pull all of those loops on top of this new band like that. So obviously you can see that this cap band, that's what we will use to close up. So this is the part that could be tricky. So there's 2 ways we can do this. You can, one, just take this out and kind of hold it there with one hand, because what we have to do is the same exact step going up the bracelet. So we have to go into this next teardrop. I just want to make sure I can do this where you guys can see. So you want to go down into that teardrop from the top and bring that beaded band up through. Make sure it's through that top there, like that. And then you want to put the 2 bands, or that 1 band that we just took off our hook, back on our hook. Then we want to go, excuse me, into this next teardrop, which I will just show you from the side so you can see. I'm going down from the top, and I want to grab it that way, so when I pull it up, it's on my hook like that. Okay, so if you use 2 different colors, one, like I used this glitter gold and the black, you should have one color on the outside and then another color on the inside. And then again, it is kind of tight, but you want to pull all 4 of those bands on top of a new band and close it up. Okay? Excuse me. Yes, it can be a challenge, but another alternative would be to just grab another hook or a toothpick, straw, anything as a holder, and you can place it in like that. And then if it makes it easier, you can go in and grab that next band. It's not difficult to grab. I'm just wanting to make sure that I'm doing it so you guys can see. So if you want to use 2 hooks, then you would just go back into that hook and grab those 2 bands. I don't care for this method. I think it takes longer, but if it works for you, please do. And then you can see that next band there going down and grabbing that and bringing it up. And then the next band, grabbing all 4 of those loops and closing it up. So it is important that you're pulling that beaded band up through that teardrop, so that way your bracelet looks exactly the same on both sides. So that way that teardrop splits up. You have one side of the band on this side showing and the exact same on this side. Okay? So I prefer just going to hold those 2 bands, or you can let them go. Grabbing that beaded band down there, bring it up the top, reattaching that center band, and then going down through the top, grabbing that beaded band, making sure I come back. Like that. And a new band. So it's not difficult, it just might be a little tricky, but I do caution you because I did this already. Please make sure that you are going in to the exact same link on the opposite, on the other bracelet, meaning on my last rendition I grabbed this one as I'm supposed to, and then I accidentally grabbed one above it, so it throws it all off and it's crooked and it looks terrible. So and these bands are limited edition. They're from the Enchanted pack, possibly. It's like a mixed glitter pack, and it's the first time I've used them. I like them. Oops, I don't want to grab it like that because I don't want it to twist. So I want to grab it like that, these two back on my hook, going into the next teardrop, and grabbing just that beaded band, pulling it up, out. Like that. So I will do one more, and then I think you guys would be good. And if you need further instruction, you can always rewind and check out the steps again. So again, we take out this middle part so we can add the first band. So next in line, and then we put those two bands back on our hook. Make sure you're grabbing the next one in line on this side. Just grabbing it and pulling it up and out. And then placing all the loops onto a new band. Okay? So this is what you should have so far. It is exactly the same on both sides. So let's go ahead and work on this and meet back when we get up to the end. All right, so you should be here where your C-clips are and have all of that loomed up. So what I'm going to do, you have two options. What I'm going to do is just take and put my hook through the bands that are on the C-clip and then recapture those middle two bands and then put my hook through the right two bands. And then I want to take the same color as we added this cap band down here and just pull that. There's 6 loops through that new band there. And then I can take out the C-clips. So you can close it like that, or you can, instead of the two gold bands I have there, you could grab it, you know, through your beaded band if you wanted, but I like it up like that. I think it, grab my C-clip and put that on there so it's up from the chain there. So there we have it. I hope yours turned out the way that you hoped. So the good thing about using these chains is that it's never going to stretch. Okay, so whatever size that you chose, however many lengths for your wrist, it's going to fit whenever you're complete, whenever you're finished. So I like this color combo. I'm not a big fan of pearls. I like bling. So these are a little bit sparkly, and I chose these colors, and that way if I wore any outfits that had color in them, it would always match. So thank you for watching again, and make sure that you do check out MS Loom's account by clicking on the link below, and let her know what you think of all of these great bracelets that she's designing. And make sure that you stay tuned. I've got an Artisan Loom one coming up, and a Del Griffith design, more MS Loom, and a couple of my originals. So thanks for joining. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.